Hey guys, it's Jess. I am here with my first card in this new series I'm doing this week called Valentine's Day Card-a-Palooza. Basically, I'll be showcasing a new Valentine's Day card every day this week with a card and a video. So for today's card, I wanted to use this jar stamp that I showcased in my haul video. And it is super cute. It's one of the new Hero Art stamps, and I have never used a jar stamp before, and it's really fun to work with. So I wanted that to be sort of the main focus of today's card. So I'm going ahead and stamping it on some Nina Solarite cardstock in Memento Black ink, and then I'm also stamping it onto some StazOn, or with some StazOn onto some vellum, just because vellum is a little bit of a slicker surface. I wanted to be sure that the ink wouldn't smear around, and I decided to use the StazOn so it would dry and stay put. Now I'm taking this heart stamps that are also included in that set, and I am just cutting out a quick mask with them there. I stamped out 3, so I have 3 masks total. And then I am going with, that is bubblegum ink, the shadow ink from Hero Arts, that bigger pad up top. And then I'm not for sure what the name of that little memento ink is, Rose something. I'll link it in my blog post so you guys can be sure. But I'm going and stamping these hearts in this jar here. And I want to have sort of like, as if they were like maybe candy hearts and they were dumped into this jar. And the bubblegum ink is a little bit lighter than that memento ink on the side over there. So it worked really nice. So I was able to do the solid in the bubblegum and then the outline in the little bit darker ink. And to get that lighter, you'll see that third heart in there is a little bit lighter. I just went ahead and stamped it off. So that means I just inked up the stamp as I normally would, stamped it off to the side, and then stamped it inside of the jar. So that gives it a lighter look. It's the exact same tone since it's the exact same ink, and just sort of adds a little depth to the hearts that are in there. All right, now I have all of my little hearts stacked up in my jar there. I just use my masks to sort of give it a layered look. And I'm taking my Zig glue pen there. It has a bullet tip, and I'm just going around 3 of the hearts, just outlining them with that Zig glue. And then I'm taking this cotton candy glitter from Martha Stewart. I don't know about you guys, but I have a ton of dry glitter in like a billion colors, and I'm trying to use some of it up. So I decided to use it here on this project, and I just poured it onto those hearts and brushed off the excess with a paintbrush. Now I have this Studio Calico Mist in opaque white, and I am just flicking that onto some craft cardstock there for a background, and you'll see it come back here in a little bit. I sort of kind of worked back and forth while things were drying, so I needed to give things a little time to dry. Now you'll see me, I was just cutting out that jar, and now I'm going to cut out this jar and go around it with a little black marker just to finish off the edges. I went around the vellum one with the memento marker just because it is an alcohol-based marker and then it wouldn't smear. And on the inside of the jar here, this doesn't actually show in the final card. I thought maybe it would. I wanted to give it kind of a glass look, so I was going around with a Copic there, trying to add a little shading. And then I adhered the vellum onto the other jar, so I just smashed those 2 together. So I have this little piece of paper here from the Dear Lizzie Fifth and Frolic collection, and I'm going ahead and mounting it onto that craft piece that you saw me flick the mist onto earlier, and not a lot of it shows, which is okay. I like it. It's just a little bit of extra visual interest. And then I am scoring my top folding card base here. That is actually some Hero Arts layering paper in blush, and you get a little glimpse there of how the whole card is sort of coming together. I I'm a little out of frame, so sorry about that. But now I'm also using this set, another new set from Hero Arts, and I want to do the sentiment, "You mean so much to me." And now if this bothers you when people cut their stamps, look away because I'm cutting my stamp in half here. I just thought it would work better for this particular card if it was two separate stamps. And you could totally just ink up half of it and not cut it in half, but I don't really have a problem with cutting my stamps. I think you get a little bit more play out of them. So now I'm just stamping the "You mean" on one of those little banner strips I created there, and then the "So much to me" on the other little banner strip. And I'm using StazOn just to keep all of my blacks the same intensity. And then I have this gray polka dot washi tape here. And I also, like Martha Stewart glitter, have a lot of extra washi tape. So again, I'm trying to use up some of my supplies that don't get a lot of love. And I'm creating sort of a piece of background paper, and I'm going to end up matting my little sentiment strips onto here, as you'll see right here. I just layered that gray washi tape over one another, and you don't see the seam. It's covered up by the little banner strip with the sentiment on it there. And that just gives my little sentiment strips a little bit more weight and helps them hold up against the big jar that they're going to be mounted under. So I've got the "You mean" on the one side and the "So much to me" on the other, and don't mind those awesome scissors I'm using. I think my niece confiscated my little cutter bee scissors and I ended up with her scissors, so I'm going to have to go investigate and see where they went. And now I'm just mounting my little piece that we worked with earlier, that Fifth and Frolic paper, and then my little craft misted piece, and putting that onto my card base. And then I also have my little vellum jar there. It looks super cute. You can't really see the glitter as much on the video as you can in real life, but the glittered hearts look really nice in there. Then I'm taking this little gray twine from Doodlebug. I think I used this in a card again for this week's series. It's a really fun twine. And just tying it around the top just to give that a little bit of texture and interest, and just doing a quick bow up top there. It's a nice light soft gray. It almost reads like a, it's very neutral, almost reads like a white, but it is a little bit gray in there. And it also helped to tie in the gray from the washi tape that the sentiments are mounted on. So now I'm using this Pop Dots. These are from Best Creation. They are $1.50 for that whole sheet of circle Pop Dots, which is super cheap. And they are really good quality, super sticky, and a nice like thickness on your card too. So now I'm just getting that little jar mounted there, and I'm not sure if I show it, but I do clip down those little bowstrings. They're a little long for my liking, so I do clip those down later on. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick those little sentiment strips under there. I think I already mounted them under there just using a little ATG adhesive. And that's it for today's card. Be sure to check back tomorrow and there will be another Valentine's Day card. Thanks so much for watching.